DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, I hope you're well. Yes, it is Sunday afternoon, and I'm drinking a beer. It's my birthday. Yeah, it is. Oh, thank you, everybody out there who have sent wishes. It is coming up 6 p.m., and we just got home. We were over at some friends at the church. We were at their place for lunch. They invited us over yesterday, quite spontaneously, not knowing actually that it was my birthday. So it was fun because we had a big party yesterday with the children. Not only for me, I've mentioned it a few times. Got a bunch of people in September. My son, my daughter-in-law, a nephew on my daughter-in-law's side, and one of her brothers. So finally we had a big party at her mom's place where we had loads of cake and barbecue. Actually, no, it was paella. Sorry, not barbecue. Paella. And a lot of, I was going to say finger food and drinks and so on. So it was good. It was great fun. And yeah, so and today was church and with this meal after, it was again a really good time. And what I was going to say is that we also had lots of discussions, about when you're a bunch of people, and well, you're. I was going to say almost one of the guys. Actually, let me just see. One was a professor, an English teacher, actually. The other was a school teacher. One person was, I think, an ex-researcher, and there was myself. There was Mrs. DC, who's, I was going to say an ex-nurse. I guess we shouldn't say ex. I guess once we're all of that. There was a retired pastor. There was, what was the other lady? She was, it might be nursing, I'm not quite certain either. So anyway, we had a lot of fun discussions on, so many topics. And it was good. I mean, it's fun because, like I say, it was all people from the church, but they're rigorous, open-minded for discussion. And when I say rigorous, in the sense of our faith, but it was really good discussions. Anyway, so like I said, yesterday was having fun. Today was having fun in a different way. I mean, it was mentioned. Yeah, Mrs. DC told them it was my birthday. So, we lifted our glasses and that was it, because we had a few beers and today was barbecue. And I said there wasn't barbecue. Today was barbecue. I had a few beers and a drink, some wine, and it was good. It was good. It was a great time. And I'm having another beer. It's a Portuguese beer. Yeah, I know. People have to be very careful when I drink. No, it's a bit of a joke actually. I noticed that when I was in the region of Spain, Galicia, you could find that beer, but if you drank it, it was because you were Portuguese. The Spanish didn't drink it, or you were probably a tourist that didn't know any better. It's very regional, things like that. Actually, having said that, beer and certain drinks sometimes, it's a bit like sports clubs, they're very regional. And so, yeah. So I hope you're all doing well. It is nice today. We had a very mixed bag as far as this week goes. But now it's good. So the one thing that came up in the discussions was small talk. And I mentioned actually we had a little time after the church service where people were just hanging around and chatting. And I was chatting to one person, a lady that I don't know very well. And I was telling the people, I said, wow, it was really difficult. I'm not good at small talk. And that lady didn't seem, if anything, she was worse at it than I was. So it was really at times almost embarrassing and complicated. And I asked, and I realized that I wasn't the only person that had that issue, at least with that lady. And some were, I guess that I was not, as well, not the only person that had problems with small talk. I have noticed, not always, but I have noticed for some strange reason that a lot of times people that work in public, not the lady who's the social worker, she had no problem with small talk, actually, I noticed. But for the others that were working in public, so myself, the other one who was the researcher who was doing some talks and stuff like that, the teacher, and so on, and even the pastor, actually, we all said that small talk is not an easy thing for us. We're all, I guess, kind of introverts that are not shy in public situations, but on one-on-one. I mean, I've brought this subject up many times, so I guess actually quite a few of you are that way as well. Anyway, but I have Mrs. DC. She's good on small talks. For some reason, when she's beside me, we get through it pretty well. Yeah. So, is there anything else particular to chat about? Well, let's see. I'm still, strangely enough, struggling with getting over my sleep patterns from when we were in Spain. Life in Spain was very different in that respect. You know, people basically just started the day later, had lunch in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, breakfast was sometime before, I don't know, between 10 and 12. Lunch probably around 4 to 5. Yeah, something like that. And dinner like later on in the evening, like, I mean, quite a bit later in the evening. If you really did it in the Spanish way, you'd probably eat around 10. So you go to bed late and get up late. And even though I'm going to bed a lot earlier, I'm still realizing that I'm been struggling now to wake up like at least half an hour later than I used to. Albeit today I was pretty much getting back to my normal time. And it's strange, it's almost like a type of jet lag without being jet lag. A change of rhythm. Yeah. We were also chatting about another thing was one person was saying that one of the ladies that was there, she's Portuguese actually. Her husband is Swiss German, and they go back. Like many Portuguese people actually have a home or like a second home in a house or something in Portugal. I guess that comes from when it was dirt cheap or something like that. And they went over there and they had these big forest fires, and they said that the fire actually ended up about 130 meters away from their home. And that the lady also heard this really big noise and looked outside, and there was the Canadairs that were flying over, not actually pouring water right near to her place, but yeah, it was scary, she said at one point. And a funny thing was that they were talking about in the village, it's like a really small village, and the whole village, the ladies of the whole village get together, and it's pretty well almost 100% of probably the retired people of the village. They do exercises in the morning. And the man who was with us, he was saying that he was like the only guy, but the ladies were having a go at him because they were probably thinking he didn't understand what they were saying, and saying, well, who's this man with us? This is a lady thing, and so on. So we ended up talking about that, what is a lady thing? What is a guy thing? It was good discussion, fun discussion, yeah. And I'm up to 9 minutes, so I'll be stopping there. So, thank you very much for listening. I'm going to continue my birthday beer, and actually I'm going to go and rest. I've been answering people who have been sending wishes and so on. So that's it. BC signing off. Take care, everybody, and have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.